Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Uncle Matt Does Keto with a keto coffee cake. Hello, in this video I'm going to be making a keto coffee cake, which is absolutely wonderful. It's made with coconut flour, which is super absorbent. The recipe will be in the description below, and it will have an alternative where you can use ground almond, and there's a lot more almond than there is coconut flour, but don't think that recipe is wrong. It should be correct. I will also link to the channel where I found this recipe from, because, you know, that would be the right thing to do. Anyway, so I'm going to crack on with this wonderful coffee cake, and I think you're going to really like this one. Like I said, full recipe in the description below, but adding the hot water fresh from the kettle into the coffee. Let that just dissolve and cool down a bit while you get the rest of the wet ingredients ready. So there goes the eggs into a bowl. You can use your stand mixer obviously if you want to, but I couldn't be bothered today. So then goes the melted butter into the beaten eggs and the whipping cream. That is like a sort of middle thickness cream, so it's not a heavy or thick double cream, it's somewhere in the middle. The dry ingredients, so we've got the coconut flour, the xylitol, which I'm using as the sweetener, the baking powder, and a pinch of salt. Give that a sort of combine, whisk it together. Into the wet ingredients with a whisk. And say this is, if you've used coconut flour before, you'd be familiar how absorbent it is. So it really does sort of, doesn't seem very much, but it absorbs an awful lot of liquid. And so finally in with the coffee mixture. And I'm just going to prepare my cake mould. I like, just to be safe, adding a little disc of baking parchment. So I folded it in half and in half. That is the centerpiece there, and I sort of fold that in half again and then once more. I then, to get to the radius, I believe, if I remember from my maths, I remember what the radius is, it's that. Just get it to the edge, cut that, and then you've got a disc that is just pretty much the same size. There you go, that's handy. And an extra layer of security, just so I don't worry about it too much, is a little brushing of butter. That's extra to the recipe that you see. In goes the paper. Right, so you can see how much, even just after a few minutes, that batter has really thickened up. But you could just put it in immediately, doesn't matter. Anyway, so get that into your mould and just sort of tidy that up a little bit. You've got your oven preheating. And then in it goes. Mine only took about 35 minutes until it was just about ready. If you find yours isn't cooking fully and it's getting a bit dark on top, you can always put a little bit of tin foil, aluminium foil over the top. I tested it with a skewer there and it burnt me. Now, this will be extra, so I'm absolutely certain that the sponge is keto friendly. This topping that I'm using may not be, but I'm assured that that brand of, is basically like Nutella, is using sweeteners and is very, very low in sugar, and I'm mixing it with mascarpone or mascarpone, and so I think that's definitely low carbs, but I don't want to throw anyone off their ketosis if they're doing that. So if you're not sure, avoid this bit. But as I say, it's really, really lovely, this topping. So I just spread that on there, and I'm not very good at all the fancy sort of cake deck, so I just go rustic with a fork there. And there's a few coffee beans. You can eat those. They had a nice little crunch, believe it or not. I know, I couldn't believe it until the first time I tried it. And there's my cake done. That's it. And look at it. That looks nice, doesn't it? Anyway, I'm going to hand you over to me for the tasting. Okay. Coffee cake. Keto. So, you know, without sin. So it really is delicious cake. I would just say, I don't know how to calculate the net carbs and things in recipes. I'm not that guy. I'm sorry about that. So if you are on full on ketosis, which is not what I'm doing, I've just really cut back on the carbs and sugar. But if you are doing full ketosis, do a bit of research whether that actually qualifies. I believe it does, but I say I don't want to be responsible for ruining your ketosis diet. But anyway, this is just a gorgeous. So Uncle Matt Does Keto is a very, very new channel. Some of the videos I've done are just me talking about issues with regarding losing weight, etc. And I thought I would start to do some more actual recipes on here rather than my Uncle Matt's cookery lessons. But if you have found this video, thank you ever so much. And your interaction will really help the channel to grow. So liking and commenting and subscribing and all those sorts of things would be extremely appreciated. Anyway, so I'll catch you reasonably soon, I guess, on another Uncle Matt Does Keto recipe. And have a good day. See you then.